Hello and welcome to LMP's The Huddle. I am Dustin Lead. He is Keith Schweigert. You guys voted for our game of the week this week with Wilson and Manheim Township. Keith, can the blue streak stop the streak?
That's the big question. I mean, this one's going to go a long way toward determining whether anybody can break that stranglehold on the Section 1 championship that Wilson has. They've won 7 section titles in a row. They're riding a 54-game winning streak against Section 1 competition. The last time they lost to a Section 1 team was all the way back in 2007 when they fell 26-7 to Manheim Township. So is this going to be the year for the Blue Streaks? Maybe. There's certainly the biggest obstacle left for Wilson. Wilson finishes the season against Penn Manor, who hasn't won a game yet, and Warwick, who is struggling all year. So if somebody's going to do it this year, it's going to be Manheim Township. They're the likeliest remaining candidate. They're 6-1, as is Wilson. Township hasn't lost a game since dropping a 42-12 decision to Central Dauphin in the season opener, so they've been hot lately. They have the league's number 2 offense. They average 393 yards per game, highest rated passer in the league in Eric Benjamin, and the second leading receiver in John Stutz. They also have the number 5 defense in the league. They're allowing 279 yards per game. So on paper anyway, it looks like they match up pretty well with Wilson. The Bulldogs counter with the number 1 ranked defense in the league. They're giving up just 198 yards per game and a league low 8.6 points per game. So they're really tough to score on. Their offense has put up decent numbers this year in spite of the fact that they've been missing several key players with injuries, including Shane Dantzler, who led the league in rushing last year. He's been out for the last couple of weeks with an undisclosed injury. We're not really sure what's wrong with him, but he hasn't been playing, and they haven't really missed much of a beat. So they seem to always be built to win games like this. The bigger the game, the better they play. You basically have to play a perfect game in order to beat them. I talked to Manheim Township coach Mark Evans earlier this week, and he's confident that his team has what it takes to win the game, but he also understands that it's going to take a huge effort to do it.
Well, they're always very well coached. You know, they're going to be prepared. They don't make very many mistakes. We've played them 5 times in the last 3 or 4 years, and this is number 6, and they know us and we know them. And what I know about Wilson is they didn't get to have a 54-game winning streak for nothing. They're a good football team. I think execution is the one thing we have to do is we have to, obviously I said play loose. I feel like we need to capitalize when they do make a mistake, which is very rarely. Again, we've got to execute. We've got to do our job to the best of our abilities, and that's what we need.
Well, Coach Evans sounds pretty confident it's going to be a great game and one to watch for sure. Another game of the week is Manheim Central and Cocalico. Keith, take it away.
Well, this is one of probably the biggest rivalry game in Section 2, I think. Central and Cocalico have waged some really tough battles over the years. Cocalico's, come agonizingly close to winning in Manheim a few times and fallen short. And in other years, they've, really, in the years they've won the section, they've had to go through Manheim Central to do it. So there have been some really epic games. This year it's a little different. They're both, Cocalico and Central, part of a 3-way tie for second place behind Solanco. Central's coming off a 40-27 loss to Lampeter Strasburg last week, and they're probably going to be pretty eager to put that one in the rearview mirror. They got shredded by Colin Shank of LS last year. He threw for almost 400 yards and 5 touchdowns, so he really had his way with their secondary. If there's a bright side for Central, it's that they're not really going to have to worry about this week. Cocalico doesn't really throw the ball hardly at all. They have right around 300 yards passing for the entire season. What they do is run it. They run it a lot. You know it's coming. It's just up to you to stop it. They have 2 really solid backs in Hunter High and DJ Fabiani. They're just going to try to run Central into the ground. So the key to this one is going to be how well Manheim Central's defense holds up against that kind of onslaught on the ground.
Well, everybody, keep an eye for our coverage on LancasterOnline.com and follow our live scores and live updates Friday night.
And also don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Thanks a lot. See you next time.